right here.
Oh, we leave? Every feel before we ever leave. Everybody knows what to do, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. How we doing, ladies?
That's a good thing. Change it up.
We're trying to be good. I just kind of call as I see it.
Like the cataract one better.
Like the cataract one better?
Much better.
How long was that field goal at the end of practice there?
I don't know. I went through it. Don't matter. This one goes through it. Doesn't matter.
What did the guys get promised? They were celebrating a lot about.
Happy. Just they're in the mood to play. They enjoy coming to practice. They enjoy being around each other, and they came and had a great work day and busted their tail and had a little fun. They find out you can do both.
Did a lot of situational stuff at the end.
A whole bunch. I mean, substitutions where you're at, third down, coming out of the goal line, punt, quick punt, end of the game, timeouts, how you use the clock, how you manage the clock. You know, just every situation that could possibly happen. That'll be part of our Friday walkthrough script. That'll happen every Friday. Every Friday. In our walkthrough. It'll be a walkthrough, but mentally, that mental situation and have them prepared when they know that situation comes. Because when that pressure comes, you ain't gonna do it. If you don't think, you just react to your habits and what you know is gonna happen. So you got to get ingrain them in them. Ingrain them in those habits.
Did you guys do Friday walkthroughs at home?
We did on offense. And they did on defense. They had meetings and all that. We didn't do them as a team. We did a couple of them beginning of the year. But mainly just like that. So.
Did you do everything leading up to this practice like you will next week in terms of eating practice together?
Yes, we did. 8 o'clock had breakfast and pregame our meeting. What we did, just simulate that situation. Worked the clock, all 40-second clock situations out here. All that. Just simulate all the headset stuff.
Coach, on the high school level, you see some of the teams play smaller schools, and the NFL, they're playing exhibition games. Would you like to see a situation where you maybe play a 1A AA school instead of playing against each other at this point in the season?
I don't know. It just scares me injury-wise. I mean, you know what I mean, and what you're doing, and I don't know. I kind of like the way it is. I kind of like it the way it is. Give me more scholarships. Like the NFL, they want 2 more games, they want more players, don't they?
So Rhodes walk off at the end, is that just something minor?
Yeah, just it'll be fine. It'll be fine. He practices a whole day.
How are those safeties doing?
Yeah, exactly. You got good. So you got good players there. That's what I said. So we're good. Yeah, but he's fine. He's fine.
How are those safeties doing?
Real good. I was pleased. They did some good things. JJ really makes some good plays. And some of those younger guys, like they stepped up and did a couple good things. We'll look at the film and see, but look pretty good.
You have series of checks and balances for everything. I mean, you don't leave any stone unturned in preparation, but in the heat of battle, just in terms of management.
Everybody has different responsibilities. And ultimately, I'm responsible for all of it, but everybody has a different responsibility. They have a sheet and checks them out, the situations we talk about them as we're coming up through the headsets, and that way you try not to miss them. Occasionally, unfortunately, every now and then you do, but no way's perfect, but we try not to be, that's for sure. No excuse for it.
When you were at Stanford, what was the biggest school you played?
Auburn.
How'd you do?
Got beat.
Badly? Did you hang with them?
No, we got beat badly. They were pretty good that year. We got beat badly that year. I'm trying to think who else we played.
As a player or as a coach?
Coach.
As a player, did you play against any good?
We was at Salem College, we did, but that was played 1AA's when we were in Division II.
Okay.
Played well against them. I'm trying to think. No, we didn't play any. We didn't play any of them. Division I at that time.
With those kids though that year, how excited are they?
Oh, they're extremely excited.
Yeah.
Lay it on the line, they got nothing to lose.
Right.
I mean, you come in here and play well and do things and try things. And when you coach and things if you feel like create points, but and as the flow of the game goes. I mean, just like Jacksonville State come in here, all of a sudden you miss a couple third downs, drop a ball, do something, don't score, and game. Now you're in the third quarter and the game gets prolonged and then pressure comes and I was at Cincinnati one time. We were a 32-point underdog to Wisconsin. That year they were on day and won the Heisman, they won the Rose Bowl. When we were a 32-point dog and upset them. I mean, they would run it, drive it down there, fumble it, kick it around, and we'd score a couple times. All of a sudden it's fourth quarter and we made just one more play than they did. I mean, those things happen. I mean, this is our national championship game. Every game is a national championship game. That's the way you got to look at it.
Sullivan won the Heisman Trophy. Has he impressed you as a head coach?
He did. I know Pat very well. He's a great human being, great coach. Was a great position coach, and I think he's done a great job at Stanford. Raised a bunch of money, added to the facilities there, and the players they've gotten and the way they're coached. When you watch them on film, very well coached and got good players. I mean, he's done a great job, and he's a great human being, great person.
It's gonna be odd playing them. I mean, it's gonna be so many things for you anyway, but to throw on top of it.
I don't know. I mean, what it is, I don't think it's odd because, I mean, you've been in this business so long, you end up playing everybody. This is what's over with. You end up tying them in. But, I mean, you'll see some friendly faces over there, but they won't be friendly during the game.
Right.
So, we're going to play a ball game.
When's the last time you've been back to St.
Usually, if I go through Birmingham, I'll try to drive by the campus. I don't think I've been there in a year or two. You know, because they built that new facility. They put a great new facility in their end zone. I meant to get back. I was trying to get back this summer. I was up there to a golf tournament. I did a pro-am, and the way my trip went, I didn't have time to get over there, but I definitely will. I need to try to get over. It's a beautiful place.
Looks a lot different now, I imagine.
It does, but not a bunch. I mean, they've had some new facilities, but it's not extremely different. I mean, because it's only, they kind of like it that way. It's a beautiful campus, great education, and great ball.
Birmingham, like I know they call themselves the capital of football in the South. I mean, you know, what is it about football passion? I guess
you're in that state, Alabama, because I mean that's where the Iron Bowl was played for so many years at Legion Field. That's where the game, where the crowd was 50-50, and you did all that. And I mean that was the king of football in the South back years and years ago. And Alabama was so good, Auburn was good, all that. They played all those big games at Legion Field, and the passion of everybody knows about the passion of the people of Alabama. And the people of Birmingham, that was the hub of it. That was the center of the state. That was the big city in the state that controlled everything, where all your money and boosters and people were, and they lived, eat, and breathed. Now, see, Alabama used to play every big game in Tuscaloosa. I mean, Bear Bryant went for, I think, like from 60 to 61. He went like 19 years or 20 years and never lost a home game in Tuscaloosa. But they only played about 4 years. The big ones, about 3 or 4 big ones, they would always come to Birmingham and play. So that was it was big game capital back then.
Coach, with a week to go, are their position battles still open, or have you pretty
much position battles all the time are open? Guys slip. I mean, nothing's ever in concrete. I mean, you have to perform every week, and how you base in the game, and that pressure will always be there. Pressure to perform.
Some of those, just because of numbers, some of those true freshman linebackers have to play.
Yeah, we'll play a lot of those. We're going to play a lot of freshmen, period. I mean, those guys are going to play. They're going to provide depth and backups. And like I said, it's not about where they're at now. It's where they're going to be in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 when you're really starting to need it. It's that schedule we got. So we're going to have to develop our depth.
Is there one freshman wideout that's ahead of the others?
I don't know. No, there's not really one, I don't think. You know, unfortunately with Christian, he got that shoulder banged up early, and that's what set him back. And it still bothered him. Or he would probably been right there in the mix too. Right. He's got that. But Kenny and Jared and Greg have all done a great job.
And I expect them. Expect them to play.
Yeah, we're very much going to play a lot of this.
The long snapper battle ever get sorted out?
No, they're back and forth. May have one on punt, one on field goal. You never know. Whatever. Hey, everybody don't want those guys, so you don't have one.
Still punt.
It'd be a good thing to have one. I agree. I like that. Yeah.
You had spoke earlier about the injury situation to play that extra game. Are you concerned about that going into Saturday with Oklahoma the following week?
Well, I think you're concerned every week, not because it's Oklahoma, it's whoever you're playing. I mean, you need to be healthy and have the guys that practice. And, it's how you build continuity, and it's how you build confidence. I mean, you get out there on the field a couple games, get a couple games under your belt. I remember even as a senior, I had a great senior year, but, I at first had a great game, then a game or so, you kind of, till you get that third, fourth game, till you get, sometimes kind of get rolling and get that feel of playing every week. I mean, and then you get hurt, it's hard to get back in that rhythm.
Christian's played the last several days.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Like I said, I'm always on him, though. He's never good enough right now. Always got a challenge here, but that's why he thrives off that. I mean, every situation, every moment, think he's got to make every play, and how he's going to make it, how he's going to think. That's his mentality, and he has that mentality. Our team will have that mentality because he'll bring it out all over. So he's been doing fine.
Just as the preseason's progressed, have you liked what you've seen in terms of his development as a vocal leader?
Yeah. But, not all guys have to be vocal leaders. I don't want to push something, and he does it. He does it in his own way. I mean, is he a yeller and a screamer? No. But there's a lot of leaders. Charlie Ward's one of the best leaders you ever had around here, and sometimes you couldn't hear him talk. He's so soft-spoken about how he carried himself, and, I think Christian has a lot of that same respect. Not saying he's Charlie Ward, but I'm just saying, he has that demeanor with his players, that command with him, that they love him, and he talks to them. He's doing the things he needs to do.
Are you going to have a hope to try to get EJ involved as games go on?
Yeah, if it helps us win football games. If it helps us win football games, I will. If it doesn't, I won't. I think that's the top priority. And EJ's ready to play and do things. He's had a great camp. I've been very pleased with him. Boy, he's throwing the ball so much better. He's driving it and throwing it. Looks like a different guy, and he's learning, and he's eager, and we know he can play. And if there's situations, it's right, we'll put him in there.
Not a lot of teams have a New Year's Day Bowl MVP coming off the bench.
That's twice it's happened. Flynn did that one year over there.
Oh, really?
In the Bowl game. And they come back and had a great year and they won the last championship after that. So they're very fortunate.
Going back to Christian Conner, how much has the Heisman impacted in his play?
I don't think it has, and I've tried to tell him that because, you know, the Heisman, it's how our team's going to do. You just got to go do what you do. I'm sure there's probably a little pressure he puts on himself to feel like he's got to always, have great numbers. But what will happen after that, after you get going, you get hit a couple times, you start going to win, you forget about all that. You start playing, all of a sudden the numbers come because you win that competitor, and you forget about all that stuff and start competing.